Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is fighting on the White House lawn next summer. You heard it. It's happening, guys. Yes, you heard it right here. The Mac is back. And he's not just fighting anywhere, but he wants to be at one of the most iconic, historic events for America's 250th celebration birthday. Guys, this is absolutely wild. But we have to talk about what this means. Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. My name is Shiraz. I'm your host. Welcome to Duality 7X. And here we break down all the latest trending stories from the world of MMA, the UFC, the WWE, and boxing. And we cover it all, guys. My unfiltered takes and everything and more. So let's dive into this crazy McGregor update. But before we continue, if this is your first time here, please smash the like and subscribe. And hit the bell notification so you guys never miss a beat. Now, what is going on? Honestly, there's a lot here to unwrap. There's a lot here to uncover. This feels so McGregor, doesn't it? I mean, if anyone was going to headline a UFC card on the White House lawn, it's definitely the Mac. And look, he wore a pinstripe suit with insults woven into it. Part of me thinks this is brilliant marketing, of course, by the unfiltered one, the notorious one, but the perfect stage for his comeback. And I'm also cautious because we've seen how injuries have stalled McGregor's momentum in the past. A broken toe isn't as bad as a leg break, but can his body hold up? I mean, if he keeps his nose clean and he finds a way to continue to condition himself and keep himself in really good shape, I think this is going to happen. It definitely could happen. And man, just imagine the pressure. A global stage, history being made. If he loses, especially badly, this could dent his legacy even more, right? So, but if he wins, this hype machine is going to go nuclear. All right? So, what if this isn't just a fight, but the start of UFC doing mega events tied to like political, cultural milestones? If McGregor wins big, you could parlay that into a potential title shot or even a boxing crossover next year. He's proven himself. He's taken on Mayweather about 8 years ago, back in 2017, in a boxing fight. He can do it again. And he looks in great shape. It doesn't look like he's missed a beat. I mean, this whole thing could set a precedent that, we could we ever see like a champ versus champ super fight on government grounds again? I don't know. And so this very well could be this, having a name drop like this, Conor McGregor, to fight at the UFC lawn next year. Like, this is, you could already tell this is going to be the one. Probably his fight's going to be the main event, or it could even be a co-main event, or every event is going to be a main event. So, I mean, this is my quick take. I mean, the White House event is going to be pure spectacle. I mean, we know he's motivated, sure, but motivation itself doesn't fix broken bones overnight. And still, this kind of madness that makes MMA so special, this is what everyone yearns for, guys. This is what everybody wants. Everybody wants to see. Yes, I'm cautiously hyped, but I'm also burning inside. I'm super excited about this. To see the notorious one back in the octagon, back in the cage, and this time at a different venue, at the White House lawn. This is going to be absolutely incredible. The other thing to unpack here, guys, is, if you guys haven't already known, but Conor McGregor's presidential run in Ireland is officially over, from what we know. Just recently, I reported that he wants to run as Ireland's next president, and there's a few things that kind of he has to do. I mean, he's got to get all the councils to be able to vote on him joining, and then he also had the backing of Elon Musk. So yeah, I thought this was going to happen for sure, but all of a sudden now he's not. So the notorious one just dropped out of the race, and of course he didn't go quietly. And so, like, and I could tell you a little bit about what this could potentially mean for his career, both inside and outside of the cage. But this could really set himself up for this big fight, for the UFC fight night, at the White House next year, or possibly even earlier. So, like, he announced on X that recently, after careful reflection and talking with his family, he's withdrawing from Ireland's presidential race. He said his commitment to Ireland does not end here, but he also blasted Ireland's election laws, calling them a democratic deficit and saying they ignore the forgotten Irish. Now, those words are gonna sing quite loudly for those who feel that they're in that pool of residents, people who feel like their voices are not being heard, people who feel like they've just been passed up, perhaps maybe for opportunity, the forgotten Irish. So I don't know, when I hear about stories like this and I think about, okay, is he actually out of the competition? Is he actually out of the presidential race, or is he actually priming himself for something bigger, or a really historic run? Because I know there's a lot of people who want him to stay in this race, and there's a lot of people who feel that this could be the best thing for Ireland. Now, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing and what I'm reading. My opinions honestly don't really matter. They don't count. But all I know is that when Conor McGregor is motivated and wanting to do something, he does whatever he can to try to achieve that goal. Right? So, I mean, the fact that he's come out on X and he's already said that, yeah, I don't think this is the right thing for me, maybe that's a way to appeal to the folks of Ireland. And if enough people, voice their opinion loud enough that they want him to come back, maybe there's a chance that he comes back. I mean, this whole brief political push was controversial from the start to begin with. He's been a loud voice in Ireland's anti-immigration movement that was actually hosted by Donald Trump at the White House in March. And you guys seen the pictures, and he was posing with the president. But let's be real. He's got a lot of legal troubles, including that civil rape conviction and ongoing lawsuits that have been a major overshadow for him. And I mean, look, this isn't super shocking. McGregor has serious star power, enough to grab headlines, and he's actually become, for him to actually become the president of Ireland, some people may call it a stretch. His message about Irish patriots and woke politics, and they obviously play to a certain demographic and a certain crowd, but his baggage obviously made his uphill climb from the start a lot more harder. And when I say uphill climb, it was uphill to begin with. But that said, let's not forget the presidential role in Ireland is mostly ceremonial, right? So even if he somehow got the endorsements that he needed, it wouldn't have given him a massive political power. To me, this feels more like McGregor staying in the spotlight somehow, stirring up movement, keeping the conversations going and flowing and keeping his brand alive. But look, there's a thought here. What if McGregor's really not done with politics, right? I mean, he says his commitment to Ireland isn't over. Maybe this is just an opportunity for him to regroup, re-strategize perhaps, maybe have some more serious, deep conversations with folks like Elon and others, and maybe work on creating a bigger following and try again perhaps maybe in the near future. Or maybe this was all just a way to pivot back into the UFC spotlight after a long layoff. And you can imagine, McGregor is using all of this attention obviously to hype up a fight comeback potentially. So there's a lot here to unpack. There's two different stories that are happening around McGregor, but one thing's for certain: the Mac is back. And at what capacity? That's something that we're going to have to ascertain. And I don't know if you guys thought that McGregor was ever serious about becoming Ireland's next president, or Was that just the Notorious One just doing what the Notorious One does best? You know, obviously his name is trending. And when your name is trending and when you're in the spotlight and people are talking about you, right? And that noise continues to grow louder and louder and louder, and, you know, to the point where it's making headlines. And the people around you are actually starting to talk about it. You know, I personally think his presidential run is not over. And I think this could lead to some big news. Now, that said, I definitely see him on the White House lawn next year, perhaps maybe even headlining this event. I know John Jones really wants to come back, and maybe Dana's just kind of staying a little bit quiet right now, just to kind of build up a little bit more excitement. And remember, the UFC fans, when they speak, and when they start to, you know, punch and kick and demand things, the UFC is usually there to listen. And anyhow, I think this is exciting news. Whether you like the Notorious One or you don't like the Notorious One is irrelevant. The fact that he's in the headlines right now and people are talking about him, he's already won. And I think there's more to come, not only in his potential presidential run, but the possibility of definitely seeing him fight. And I'm not even like, I mean, America's 250th celebration is going to be absolutely wild. But I have a feeling we might even see McGregor before that, potentially, on a card. Let's see how this goes, guys. So, smash the like and subscribe, guys, and join us here on Duality 7X for more fight talk, trending stories, and my takes on everything MMA, UFC, WWE, and boxing. Guys, let's keep this conversation going. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you guys truly feel about this whole story about McGregor potentially wanting to run as Ireland's next president, or now not wanting to run, but now potentially headlining UFC's big special event on the White House lawn next year during their 250th birthday celebration. I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. I'll catch you guys on the next one.